What if the version of your past you remember was just one of many possible pasts? Imagine that every choice you made, every feeling you felt, rippled into countless threads of memory, each one alive, waiting for you to step in. Right now, you stand at the crossroads of possibility, holding the power to revisit those forgotten paths and reshape them. In this moment, you're not merely recalling history. You're the artist, ready to repaint the story of who you've been. Across time and cultures, great thinkers have whispered that the past isn't a locked vault, but a living pulse. In ancient Egypt, they spoke of Nehe, the endless cycle of becoming, and Dijet, the unchanging record of memory. Nehe danced in seasons and stars, renewing life in every breath. Dijet held moments like beads on a thread, yet even those beads could be polished by ritual and story. The Gnostics taught of aeons, layers of reality unfolding like petals, where each one reframes the echoes of what has been, as if history were a rose opening to new light. The legendary Hermetica offers a simple truth. Time is the moving image of eternity. Imagine that. Every tick of the clock not erasing the past, but painting it with fresh colors. Fast forward to modern science, and you find the same tune, played in different keys. Neuroscientists tell us memory isn't a video you replay. It's a reconstruction built each time you remember. You don't watch your history, you reweave it. Think of your mind as a storyteller, shaping fragments into a narrative that fits your current self. That journal entry you read today isn't the same story you'd write tomorrow, because you yourself have shifted. Meanwhile, quantum physics offers its own nod to mystery. The observer influences the observed. In experiments, particles change behavior based on how we look at them. If tiny bits of matter can reshape under a gaze, why shouldn't our memories, our inner particles of past experience, shift when we bring new awareness to them? When you realize these teachings align, a door cracks open. Mystics and scientists both say you hold a brush to repaint your past. You aren't stuck in the shadows you once cast. You stand in the present, a living spark with the power to transform every moment behind you. That's why the past isn't fixed. It's a reflection of who you are now. And as you grow, those reflections change shape, color, and meaning, revealing hidden patterns you never noticed. This is where the journey truly begins. Have you ever swapped stories with a childhood friend, only to find that the same day's events play out like two different films? Maybe you recall your old home bathed in golden light, while they remember it as shadows and dust. That mismatch isn't a mistake. It's a clue that you've already stepped between timelines without even trying. Each of us carries markers, subtle signals that our present self has recoded the past. One clear sign is the way your emotional resonance reshapes memory. Think of heartbreak. In grief, every corner of yesterday feels gray. Words you spoke turn harsh. Voices echo with sorrow. But when new love blooms, that same scene can sparkle with tenderness you never noticed before. The people, places, and even photographs take on a fresh hue. This isn't imagination running wild. It's your mind selecting a timeline that matches your inner frequency. As the Sufi poet reminds us, your state colors what was. Another marker lies in the odd slips of déjà vu transformed into déjà vécu. Moments you know you lived differently, yet feel strangely familiar. You catch yourself saying, "I'm sure I did that before," only to realize the script has changed. Those instances reveal the mind's hidden editing room, where memories are stashed and recalled according to your evolving story. Then there are those quiet epiphanies when something you once dreaded now feels like a precious lesson. A former failure might appear as a turning point, a necessary sacrifice rather than a scar. You notice yourself cherishing insights gleaned from what used to bruise your spirit. That shift in perspective shows you've already woven a new thread through the tapestry of your past. Pay attention to spontaneous moments of clarity. A photo you skipped browsing weeks ago suddenly arrests you with warmth, or a street you avoided feels comforting on a whim. These little nudges are your soul's way of signaling, "See? You're living from a different timeline now." As you witness these signs, the invitation becomes clear. If your past can already change when you change, imagine what happens when you consciously steer that transformation. Recognizing these markers isn't just curiosity. It's the first step in owning the power to reshape your history. And in that ownership lies the seed of true freedom. At the heart of every timeline shift lies this realization: the only true control room is the present moment. Your awareness right now, this instant of stillness between thoughts, holds the lever that reconfigures what came before. Imagine standing before a vast console of levers and lights, each representing a memory, a feeling, or a scene from your past, and realizing that every inhale, every focused thought, flicks a switch in the machinery of history. Some spaces carry a subtle charge, as if the walls themselves remember ancient rites. A quiet grove, a candlelit chamber, the curve of a sun-warmed stone. They become thresholds where time bends. By bringing intentional attention into these places, you amplify the signal that your consciousness broadcasts back through your timeline. Beyond seconds ticking in the mind, there is Kairos, the sacred moment pregnant with meaning. Notice moon eclipses, dawn's hush, the turning of seasons as gates. When you align an inner intention with these cosmic pulses, your act of remembering resonates deeper, and the pattern of your past reweaves in harmony with natural cycles. Your mood is not just an echo of what happened, but a tuning fork for which memory emerges. Grief, joy, curiosity, each vibrates at its own pitch, calling forth corresponding snapshots from yesterday. By gently cultivating a new state, through breath, imagery, or simple gratitude, you shift the frequency that your mind uses to select which version of the past you inhabit. Every decision, from the smallest breath to a vow whispered at sunrise, acts as a selector. When you consciously choose to reframe a regret as an invitation to grow, that choice ripples backward, reframing the very narrative of that regret. Now, imagine a brief practice. Close your eyes and recall one moment you wish felt different. Feel its texture in your body, heat in your chest, tightness in your throat. Then breathe deeply into that sensation. As you exhale, envision a softer, kinder version of you stepping into the scene. See the faces change tone, the light grow warmer. Hold this vision for a breath or two. When you open your eyes, notice how that scene now lingers differently in your mind. Lighter, more luminous, open to new possibility. That simple technique is your first conscious foray into timeline shifting. No ritual tools required, just your intention, your breath, and your willingness to see what you thought was fixed as fluid. From here, every moment becomes both an initiation and an invitation to reclaim your past as the ever-evolving mirror of your soul. Here's where we started, believing our past was set in stone, a distant landscape we could only observe. Now you've seen how memory is like clay in your hands, soft, malleable, alive. You've noticed the subtle shifts already unfolding in your own story and learned to step into the present as the true architect of your history. Each mindful breath, each moment of intention, rewrites the shadows behind you, transforming regret into insight, pain into possibility. Take a moment now. What single memory feels ripe for a fresh perspective? Close your eyes, breathe into it, and imagine a kinder light illuminating that scene. Notice how your heart responds. That response is proof. You are already shifting timelines. Carry this awareness into your day. Let each choice, no matter how small, be an invitation to reshape what's behind you, as well as what lies ahead. If a memory stirs, pause and ask, how might this look through eyes of compassion and growth? Thank you for being here, and for walking this path with such openness.